Okay guys, welcome back to Herbology 101. I'm Jared Burns, that's a chicory, and today we're in the Pacific Northwest as usual, more specifically the Willamette Valley. My goal here with Herbology 101 is to take you guys through the Pacific Northwest, teach you all the dangerous plants, teach you all the useful plants, the natives, the invasives, teach you everything you're going to need to know if you're in a situation where maybe you were relying on plants or the natural resources around you.
Chicory is a plant that's as versatile as it is ancient. From the fields of the Nile Delta in Egypt to the cafes of New Orleans, chicory has a rich history and a unique place in our kitchens. In today's video, we'll be exploring the journey of chicory through time and discover how this humble plant became a culinary treasure. Chicory, scientifically known as Chicorium intybus, has been used for thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians first cultivated chicory as a medicinal plant around 3000 BCE. Believing it had purifying properties for the blood, later the Greeks and Romans embraced it not only for its medicinal benefits, but also as a food source. During the Middle Ages, chicory became popular across most of Europe. It was believed to aid in digestion and was often used in herbal remedies. Monasteries grew chicory in their gardens for its medicinal qualities, and it became a staple in most European diets. One part of chicory's most fascinating uses came during times of economic hardship, particularly the Napoleonic Wars and the American Civil War. With coffee in short supply, people began roasting and grinding the chicory root as a substitute. Chicory coffee became popular in France and spread to other parts of Europe. And in New Orleans, chicory coffee became a cultural staple and a tradition that continues today. The rich is a slightly bitter flavor of roasted chicory roots that adds depth to coffee if you're adding it to an already made cup, and it creates a unique blend that is beloved by many. But chicory isn't just for coffee. It's a versatile ingredient in the kitchen. The leaves are known as an endive or radicchio, which is often used in salads as they have a slightly bitter taste, and it pairs well with sweet and tangy dressings. In Italy, chicory is commonly sautéed with garlics and olive oil, making a simple yet flavorful side dish. The roots can be roasted and then used as a spice. In Belgium, there's an iconic dish called chickens au gratin, which features chicory wrapped up in ham and then baked in a creamy cheese sauce. Chicory's bitterness balances the richness of the sauce and creates a perfect harmony of flavors. Today, chicory is enjoyed worldwide, not just in coffee, but in various culinary creations. It's found in health food stores, praised for its high fiber content and prebiotic properties, which support digestive health. It just goes to show that the ancients knew a lot more than we give them credit for, and they often weren't very far off. In New Orleans, chicory coffee remains a cultural icon. It's served in cafes, and the plant has come a long way from its ancient roots. It continues to bring us flavor and health benefits to our table, even in the modern era. From its medicinal beginnings to its place in our kitchens, chicory is a plant with a story as rich as its flavor. And whether you're a fan of its bitter bite in salads or you love it in your morning coffee, chicory is a testament to how plants have shaped our culinary history. If you guys are ready to learn more, we're going to move on now to identifying the plant, harvesting the plant, and making some chicory coffee of our own.
Alright guys, let's jump straight into identification. Now these chicories will stand out for these big blue flowers. A lot of times they're called blue dandelions. And as you can see, they do almost look like a blue dandelion. They have the same feathered tips on the flower petals. They have the same amount of petals usually. Then if we look at the stem, there's slight grooves in the stem, pretty easy to tell. And then these little tiny leaves that look a lot like dandelion leaves. And they get bigger towards the bottom, obviously, as dandelions do. Basically everything a dandelion looks like, except for the branching structure. So let's go to another example. Now if you see this older plant, we'll be able to see the branching structure. Unlike a dandelion with just one flower, it'll come up a single stem, but then it'll branch, 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 and it'll keep segregating out like that. Normal dandelions obviously don't do this. Normal dandelions have pretty much a single shoot. Okay guys, so the best way to harvest these is gonna be to dig them up. You wanna dig up the root as a whole. If you pull them out of the ground, you'll get something like this over here. Well, you see, I pulled this one out of the ground. The root's busted. I mean, I only got maybe an inch of root, if that. And then the rest of it is left here in the ground. And that's so hard to get out. So make sure you dig them out, otherwise you're not gonna be able to harvest the whole thing. What's up guys? All right, so we've harvested enough. I didn't have a shovel, so I had to bust off quite a few. But this should be enough to make some coffee. We're gonna head back into town, clean these up, throw them in the oven, dry them out, and then grind them into a powder to make coffee.